Join us as we take a look back at Mayor Pradel's early life.
Best known as Officer Friendly to a generation of Napervillians, George's playful moniker has become his motto of goodwill. From patriot and Marine, to police officer and mentor, to mayor and ambassador, and always husband and father, Arthur George Pradel embraced every role. 2015 will mark his 20th year as mayor of the city of Naperville. George's enthusiastic personality is known far and wide, reaching beyond the city's borders. But where did this love of service begin? George credits his mother and father, who helped set him on the right path. From a young age, his mother could see that George was a leader.
I've always been proud of him. He just had a way of leading, Nobody else would lead like he did. So he was born leader from the time he was a baby.
Following in his parents' footsteps, George first wanted to start an orphanage to make sure all children experienced the love he had growing up.
I'd like to share the love that my mom and dad have shared for me with them. I actually fulfilled my wish of helping children in the fact that my wife and I took on 3 foster children.
His passion to serve led him to join the Marine Corps in 1956. Unbeknownst to George, he influenced a young Jack Schiffler to follow his example several years later.
Well, it's because of him and Jim Worley that I won the Marine Corps. I figured if they could get through it, I could get through it.
After he served his country, George was ready to serve his community as a Naperville police officer. But he encountered a small problem.
My neighbor Harold Moser told me that when George applied to become a police officer, he didn't meet the height requirement of 5 foot 8 inches. After reviewing George's background and credentials, particularly as a former Marine, there was a feeling that if he could serve his country as a Marine, he would certainly do well as a Naperville police officer.
As an officer, George found his true calling. He volunteered to work overnights so he could go into the schools during the day and educate children about the role the police played in their lives and the community. Thus, Officer Friendly was born.
I wanted to become friends with them so that they would realize that the police officer wasn't always a punisher, that he was also their friend in many, many ways.
In 1976, George took the idea of children's safety on the road, so to speak. He created a makeshift cardboard city to teach bike and traffic safety to preschoolers. Joining forces with the Naperville Junior Women's Club, Officer Friendly and Safety Town became a hit.
We had cardboard boxes, the big cardboard boxes that tissue paper came in. We would tear them apart and make houses out of them, and we'd put tape on the roadway, and we just had our Safety Town.
In 1993, the Safety Town Commission was formed, and in 1996, a permanent miniature city opened and continues to educate over 1,500 kids each summer. Approached by community leaders and close friends, George agreed to toss his hat into the mayor's race. After winning the primary by just 4 votes, he easily won the general election, and in 1995, Officer Friendly became Mayor Friendly. Embracing the role of mayor and ambassador, George helped the city of Naperville usher in a new century that saw great things, including the expansion of the East Branch of the Riverwalk and the construction of the Carillon.
1, 2, 3, cut! Yay! Cut! 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 Cut!
No one can match the mayor's enthusiasm when it comes to welcoming a new business to Naperville. During his tenure, the Naperville Area Chamber of Commerce became the first 5-star chamber in Illinois in 2006.
Thank you, Mayor Pradel, for being our greatest community salesman and our most popular tourist attraction.
Naperville's prosperity and reputation grew as it was named one of the best places to live 3 years in a row by Money Magazine, something Napervillians knew already. Education has always been at the center for the mayor, whether celebrating the 150th anniversary of North Central College or supporting Naperville's 2 school districts. Naperville takes after its mayor and puts children and education first.
So what did you learn today about Mayor Pradel and his job?
I learned he does so much stuff. Mayor Pradel is a really important guy.
And what do you think Naperville would be like without Mayor Pradel?
Like so boring and dumb and stuff.
George is a man of faith and embraces the world's religions and people as a path towards love, peace, and happiness.
Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married.
His energy and exuberance for Naperville seems to never end, and that is due to the love and support of his wife, Pat, and their 3 children, George, Gary, and Carol. This year, he and his wife, Pat, will be celebrating their 54th wedding anniversary. Arthur George Pradel has left an indelible mark on the city he loves and is called home for his entire life. He captured our hearts as Officer Friendly. He led us through good times and bad as our longest-standing mayor. He has forged relationships with world leaders and local heroes, successful business owners, the young and old alike. You may call him Officer Friendly, Mayor Pradel, husband, father, or simply George. But there is one thing we can all call him: our friend.